Hello, my lovely friends. It's the beginning of a new week. Always fills me with excitement of the possibilities of what can be achieved for the week. So today, of course, being Monday, is Deal It Up Challenge Day. So sit back, let's do a little draw, see what prompts we're working with. If you're new to my channel or new to this challenge, you'll pick it up pretty easily as we go along. If you're a returning viewer, huge hugs. You know I love you, love having you along. So let's get into it and pull our first prompt for the challenge this week. It's so great to come into this on a Monday. I just love how it just kind of sets the mood or the tone for the week. Just gets me in that right headspace after the weekend. You know, I recorded at the weekend, but it's kind of, yeah, it's just nice and relaxed and easy. I don't have to think too hard about what we're going to do for the first day of the week. Right, blind pick coming up. I'm going to go with that one. So our first prompt is lace. Okay, always fun to include some lace in a project. Hopefully I've got enough in my bin. I think I should be right. I've been using quite a bit out of it lately, but I still think there's plenty to be had. And I'm just talking about the bin that lives behind my desk, not my big shoebox of lace that lives in a different part of the house. Okay, let's just go the top one. I very rarely go for the top one, so let's go top. Okay, so we have layered. So already just put some lace on something and it's layered, you know. You could go that simple. Or you could really amp up the layered aspect and then add lace. Up to you entirely. That's the fun part of prompts, is that there's no right or wrong. You interpret them however you wish. And what a prompt might mean to me could mean complete opposite to you. So just have fun, play with it, see where it takes you. Okay, this card will dictate. There's two options for you. As we're doing this year, you can make a faux playing card, which I will be making, or you can make whatever this card is. So your choice, or you can make both. So let's go the bottom one. Since I did this at the top, I'm going to go the bottom one. So you're making a shaped pocket. So a shaped pocket is anything other than a straight rectangle. So it could be a circle, it could be curved, it could be a triangle, it could be like a shirt pocket style pocket. Yeah, anything as long as it's not just a straight rectangle. That's what that prompt means. Okay, and for the faux playing card, let's pick one of these so we know what card we're making this week. So we made the Ace of Spades last week, which is because we've just got a new car, and I have to tell you, it's very fun. We've named the car Ace. And we only decided that on Friday before we picked the car up. Hubby and I were talking on Messenger during the day when he was at work, and I sent him a message saying, I think we should name the car. And he's like, yep. And I says, I think we should call it Ace. And he was like, sweet. So we're calling it Ace. It's a spade, as in the suit, not the digging implement, but the suit. Right, let's pick a card. And I'll tell you about the number plate in a minute. So we're making the Two of Hearts. So we haven't done a lot of red suits. I'm very excited to do another red suit. The number plate for the car, because the model is a spade, and the number plate starts with QJS. So it's like the Queen and Jack of Spades. Isn't that cool? And so I sent a message to my hubby once we learnt the number plate, which we learnt the number plate on Friday before we picked up the car, and I says, I outrank you, meaning like I'm the Queen, he's the Jack. So yeah, and he sent me the most romantic message back saying that I am and always will be his Queen. Oh, doesn't that melt your heart? Just so sweet. Right, enough chit chat, let's get into this challenge, shall we? So shaped pocket is your option to make instead of the Two of Hearts, or you can do both if you prefer. So I'm going to just set the shaped pocket one aside because I'm not making that one today. one day I'll do both. I just need to be in the right frame of mind to do 2 projects. I've already got my base here, the size of card that I'm working with. So I'll just show you the ones I've already done in this challenge to date. So they're all the same size, and on the back is the suit, and that's also the writing space. So essentially it is a journaling card, okay, in case you haven't seen before. Right, so I've got my base. This time this is a tissue box. My mother-in-law was keeping her empty tissue boxes for me, and she gave them to me on Boxing Day. So this is one of those which I've cut my base from. So as per usual, I like to start with the back. Just kind of settles me into the project and gives me a little thinking time. So I want red ink for this. I've got my little heart stamp here with cat fur on the back of it. It doesn't take much to get cat fur on anything these days. And just before I was getting ready to film this video, and then Georgie came in and wanted cuddles, so I did oblige him. I gave him cuddles. Right, normally I do the number first, but I'm going to go do a little bit differently, and I'm going to do 2 hearts in the corners, just trying to, you know, mix it up and have fun with it. There we go, 2 hearts, and now we need the number 2. So grab out my number. If you don't have stamps, you can draw it, you can print it out, you could find symbols and numbers in like out of a magazine or something. Just be creative, use whatever you have. Right, now I'm going to stamp out 2. Oops. Ink it up nicely. There we go, that's better. Just kind of centering it with the hearts, like so. I think that looks pretty cool. Nice. Right, happy with that. Okay, and I often stencil on the back. So usually I use ink. Last time I used paint. I think I'm going to use ink again today. And I bought myself a new stencil in a sale. So I thought maybe we'd use this one. It's Delusions. It's called Teardrop. Yeah, Teardrops Small is the name of it. I haven't got one like this, so I thought at half price, let's grab one. Right, grab out a drop paper here, which is getting all nicely inked and stamped and dirtied up. And pop it on there. And what colour would I like? So we've got lace and layered. There's no colour theme with those prompts, so the world is our oyster. Colour. Do I want to go neutral? Kind of a bit unsure what colour I want to go with. Whether I go with the teardrop shape and like go for a bluey colour. Just bear with me. Maybe I'll go with a teal. Because, you know, why not? It's a bluey colour, but it's also pretty. And because I can't decide, let's just grab the first one my eyes kind of fell onto. So I'm just going to take a makeup sponge here and just do... I'm not going to do complete coverage, I'm just going to hit some spots. Just give it a little bit of interest on the back there. Oh, that's cool. Love that. Yes, I think I'll get some good use out of this stencil. That's fun. Very fun. Whoops. Perhaps hold down my card so it doesn't move. Might be a good idea. Yep. That's all it needs. Just a quick little stencil. Now something I don't often do on camera, I have done it but not often, is when I clean my stencils I put them on top of a bit of drop paper here. I don't know if you can see the hearts in the background here. It's because I lay on, grab a wet wipe and rub it over top of the paper. And what it does, as well as lifting colour onto your wet wipe, it actually pushes colour through the stencil as well. So you end up with, and you probably can't see that, it's now got teardrops, very light teardrops on the paper here. But it didn't come out very dark, so you probably can't see it, but trust me, they're there. So it's just another way of using the ink that's already on your stencil, not wasting it, as you can put it on drop paper and then use that for collage, and you get a nice coloured wet wipe that you can dry. And in fact I've got one somewhere around here that I just did. Colour it up and then dry it, and then you can use that in projects as well. So this one was cleaning stamps, actually, green inky stamps, and so I can cut that up, I can turn it into ruffles, all sorts of fun things. So I love to make them all nice and coloured up. Right, so we've done our 2 of hearts. I can pop that one aside and flip it over, and let's get started on this side. So this is quite a cool pattern, but we've got text, we've actually got a bit of embossing there, which is, you can see it on the back side, not terribly worried about it, but we need to cover it. So our first layer, and I'm just thinking of just going straight in with one bit of book page, just straight on. Let's do that. That will be our first layer. Is just, I'm not going to collage, like put different bits and pieces. I'm just going to glue down the one sheet of paper as our first layer. And this is a thin book page. So because we're layering up, we don't want to go too bulky. And as it happens, this tissue box is thinner card than what I've been using. So we've got a good base here. So it's probably going to have to cover some words. There were some words on the other side that I was like, no, I'm not putting that on. I haven't checked the other side, so we might have to just be careful and cover up some words here and there. Don't know what book it's out of, but yeah, not a book I'd want to read, I don't think. But nice paper, thin paper, but nice and creamy. Right, so I'm just going to trim around. As playing cards have rounded corners, I've also given my cards rounded corners, but you don't have to. You could snip them, you could leave them square, or punch them with another shape, you know, whatever you like. Decorative corner punch, whichever you prefer. As I already said, I'm repeating myself, I do apologise. I don't like when people repeat themselves, and I'm just like the worst offender. Need to give myself a severe talking to. Right, oops, that wasn't particularly well trimmed. There we go, just a wee sliver. Okay, now this does give it a direction, because I don't want the whole thing to be upside down, the text. So it does give it this direction, which is fine, not worried. So we need to like start layering up. Next layer, let's see what's in the scrap bag. Got no sort of colour palette in mind, just got this snippet here. Let's just take a piece. I don't want the image from that page, but we can just take a bit like that. I am going to ink. I've re-inked my vintage photo ink pad, so it's giving me a darker result without as much work. So that's exactly what I was hoping for, which is awesome. First time re-inking it. It's quite a few years old now, so it's done me well without needing to be re-inked. But I didn't use it a lot until I started full-time journal making, and then, you know, then it sort of has been getting quite the workout of recent, year and a half, I guess, or slightly more than a year and a half now. Okay, just going to start with that. Just not going to think too much. Just going to start laying bits down. And have some fun, because this is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be super serious or, you know, or difficult or anything, although sometimes it does actually challenge you to meet the prompts. Can't have it all completely like easy, because that would be boring, you know. It would, let's be honest, it would be boring if we didn't have to go outside our comfort zone every now and then. Okay, what else do we want on there? Let's dive back into this is my big bag of scraps. Can you see that? It's really a fat one. Want to go colourful? Yeah, let's go colourful. So I'm just going to tear another strip, and I don't want the straight edge, so getting rid of that. Oops, that one's not the right card. Let's go for that one. Don't want my bank card is not valid, but still don't want it plastered over the internet, really, do we? Let's practice safe online activity. Right, ink it up again. So I seem to be pulling out a few of my digitals. These both pieces are from my digitals, which is quite fun. In fact, is this a digital, or did I just digitize it but I haven't actually made it into a digital? I can't remember. Cannot remember. Because the originals were used in my painty cover journals that are available on Etsy as a physical item. Okay, let's pop that there. So I'm just going to town having fun with the layering aspect right now. Right, that, I think at least one more piece, if not more, but one might be sufficient. Back diving in my bag, I know you can't see it, I do apologise, but it's hard to look in while it's on frame. This is not one of my digitals. Somebody else's. And I can't quite remember whose actually at the moment. So if it's yours, if you're watching and you recognise this as one of yours, it's a yellow stripe. Just give me a heads up, because I honestly cannot remember who it is from, but it's very fun, useful yellow stripe background. Perfect for collage. Alright. Yep. Just checking whether I wanted to actually cut it, shorten it a bit, but that's fine. So I drove our new car most of the way home, and took me a while to get used to the brakes. They're super like touchy compared to what I'm used to, and with my ankle fusion, how I operate things like foot pedals is different because I can't flex at the ankle. So I'm still adjusting, but I'm getting better. It was a bit harsh and sort of rabbit hoppy for a bit there when I was first started driving it, you know, going roundabouts and lights and stuff, just trying to pick up cat fur off the desk. But yeah, it's just so smooth and quiet and comfortable. It's just really, really cool. Very, very happy with it. Got the word cigarette up here. Do I want the word cigarette up there? Not so much. So I might be looking at putting something there. Let's grab out my lace here, and that might help me dictate what else I might need on here. Just looking at this yellow, because I've kind of gone with yellow weirdly, like I've got that teal colour on the back and of course the red numbers, and then I've gone yellow this side, which is fine. There's this vintagey, well, it's not vintage, it's actually coffee dyed lace. Oh, actually, do I like that? I just took two segments and then kind of centered it. I like that. Let's go that. So just changing direction mid-flight on what I was going to go with this yellow lace, but I like this. It's a bit crinkled. Nothing that a bit of glue won't fix. I want it right at, I don't think I want it right at the top. I think I want it down a little. Maybe about there. Okay, let's grab out my alcohol glue. And that actually just go that side. That's the side I'm going to put it on anyway, don't know. But I like the other side better, so put some glue on it. And then for church today, hubby hadn't been in the passenger seat or the back seats, so he decided he wanted to get me to chauffeur him so he could try out. So on the way to church, he sat in the back seat, and he hadn't actually sat in the back seat even when we were looking at the car. So he was just incredibly surprised, bearing in mind he's 6'3", how much room there is in the back. Like, there's tons of room. There's no problem with leg room or space between passengers. It's just awesome. And then on the way home, he sat in the passenger seat, so he got to experience both of those different seats. And yeah, it's just so cool. It's so exciting to have something new. Like, it's not brand new, it's just new to us, but that's awesome. It's 10 years, I think. 10 years since we bought our last car. And our last car was, give or take, 10 years since we bought our first car that we bought together. So we tend to have our cars for about 10 years, it seems, which is a fun little statistic. Well, it is for us. Probably not something you care about, but that's okay. Now you know. You're in the know on such important issues in our household. Right. Okay, so we've got lace. So if we don't do any more lace, we have hit that. Or we could add more. What else do we want? Maybe a word. Oops, pulling stuff out onto the floor. Just wondering about something vertical in that space. But no, that's going to look too weird. It needs to be horizontal, I think. Let's have a look at what I've got pre-stamped. It's kind of fun. I'm looking for something a bit bigger. with cherish. I quite like the word cherish. These are ones I've stamped out with individual letter stamps. Do you want to centre it? No, don't want to centre it. I think I want it off to the side there. Just looking at layering up, still layering, building those layers. So I like that. I think maybe a butterfly possibly. Yep, because that kind of helps balance out. Okay, and I don't mind the colours on that one. Ooh, squeaky chair alert. Do I want something under the cherish? Where's that other bit of lace, this little offcut? You want to... Just playing. No, too much, I think. Too much. It's got this little snippet of fabric. We could layer some fabric up instead. What would that look like? No, don't like it. Bit of ribbon. Ooh. Do I like that? Well, it's not really needed, is it? I think we've probably layered enough. By the time we get on this word. Sorry, I went silent while I was busy thinking about that, didn't I? Because I was just trying to add stuff, and I think sometimes adding more stuff and more stuff and more stuff is good. But my own personal style seems to be a little bit more minimalist. And I see other people layering things up to the hilt, and I think, oh, that's so gorgeous. Just love the look of it. It's wonderful. But when I go to do it, I just can't seem to go so effusive in the layering. And I've never really considered myself as having a style, but I think I'm coming to the conclusion just recently that my style is more simple. I love what everybody else does, and I wish I could do that, but I just can't seem to do it. When I try and do it, it just to me looks awful. And I think it's just because my personal style must be that more simplified, streamlined look. If you've got any comments on what you think my style is, or what you see is, because sometimes I think it's hard to see within ourselves. So if you've got any comments about what you see my style as being, or what you think, I'd love to hear it. I think it would be really useful insight to see what others see as my style, or whether you think I haven't got one. Like, you know, for so long I've thought I haven't really got a style, because I like doing different things and playing around. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still a bit, yeah, uncertain as to whether I've actually got a style or not. So maybe you can help me out on that one. Don't be afraid to let me know what you think about my style, what you believe my style might be or not be. Right, stick on our wee butterfly from, I believe these are from ArtSmartCraft on Etsy, if I remember correctly, which maybe I don't. I think it is. I really need to put a label on the container so I don't have to try and remember every time I use them, because I've used these quite a lot. Right, just want a black pen now. Draw in the antennae. They do come with antennae, but they're super fine, so it's like I'm not going to bother cutting those out. Let's just draw them in like so. Okay, I see one thing I haven't done yet is inked around the edge, so let's do that. Oh, that book page isn't straight, never mind, it's all fine. And I've covered over anything that might be undesirable on the book page, so that's good. Don't know if this will show up much on this darker brown. Oh no, it's good. Shows up really nicely. Thought it might be a waste of time, but it's not. Oops, I need a bit more trimming there. I didn't get in very close to the edge of the card. There we go. Oh, could be a bit difficult at the moment. We've got 2 cat beds up on the windowsill behind me. And there's already 2 cats up there, and another cat just came in, so, and he likes going up there. So could be an argument soon if we have 3 cats trying to fit in 2 cat beds. Or he might just go to the couch, which is one of his other favourite places to curl up. It's very windy here today. None of the cats really like the wind. It's very, very blustery. Right. So let me just clear the decks here just to situate myself, and let's have a wee look at what we've done. Right, that's back on the shelf, so that's good. Lid on the glue stick, yes, right. Okay, so our prompts. Your choice of a shaped pocket or a 2 of hearts faux playing card. So I've gone, of course, with the 2 of hearts, and then we had lace and layered as our 2 other prompts. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items on there, so I think that meets the layered prompt. And of course the lace is one of those. We'd cherish, and then our back, good writing space, just a little bit of decoration to make it interesting, and our faux card suit and number there. So there we go. There's what I've made for this Deal It Up challenge, number 61 in the series, I believe. Thanks so much for joining me, my friends. I hope you've had fun. If you haven't tried this, please do give it a go. What's there to lose? Just a little bit of time. Use up some supplies. Use some repurposed packaging, and you're good to go. It's just fun. Okay guys, love and leave you, and I'll be back with Trashcraft Tuesday. Bye for now.